points in a much-needed game, and despite some late-game mistakes from DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, the Bulls pull out their first team win over Joel Embiid being active and the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to break it all down, talk about it, plus more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red, I see.
And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I am so happy that the Bulls got this win, not only because they got the win, but how they got the win. We talked about, and I even titled my video a couple days ago, the Bulls are starting to be able to show that they can overcome adversity. There was tons of adversity in this game. It wasn't the cleanest win. Zach LaVine almost gave it away there at the end. DeMar DeRozan also had a late game turnover that was bad. But outside of that, the Chicago Bulls grind out a victory that's in a playoff atmosphere type game. Zach LaVine scores 26 points. Going 8 for 20 of shooting. Nikola Vucevic goes 21 points, 12 rebounds, 8 of 12 shooting. DeMar DeRozan, 10 of 22 for 25. The big three have another big game overall, but we also got contributions off the bench. Kobe White with 11 points off the bench. Derrick Jones Jr. with 10 points off the bench, but the game-saving block at the same time. Derrick Jones Jr. has been in and out of the rotation. He plays 16 minutes in this game. He hits a couple of big shots for the Bulls, a big three, and while the Bulls were trying to push the game to overtime. On top of that, one block in this game, and that one block may have been what saved the game for the Chicago Bulls. On top of other things, this was a great team win over a team that we have not been able to beat in years since Joel Embiid has been there if he's active in games. And it didn't come easy. The Bulls shoot 41% from the field, 21% from three-point range. They do take 33 three-point attempts, which is huge for a team that does not average anything close to that. The Chicago Bulls lose the rebounding battle by 12, are still able to grind out a victory. They have 20 assists on 39 made baskets, 12 steals, 10 turnovers did the Bulls have in this game, but you have to see this game and see the way that the Bulls play with heart down the stretch, the way that they grinded this win out. I said it before, if the Bulls were able to split these games with the Philadelphia 76ers, it may very well restore my faith in the Bulls' ability to make a play-in tournament. And the way that they played in this one, another double overtime game, a game in which this Bulls team would have given up energy and things in some of the runs that the Philadelphia 76ers were able to get in this game. They get the win. They get it adamant. Like this, I can't even front of you guys. Like I'm beyond myself right now. Like this was a fun game to watch. And even if the Bulls had lost this game, I would have still said it was a fun game. I would have still said that I appreciated the heart that the Bulls play with. But to get this win over the second best team in the Eastern Conference, an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid, a player that we have not been able to beat since he's been in the league, this is if any win makes me think that the Bulls can actually turn this around in the last 11 games, this was it. Now, we got to face the Philadelphia 76ers again on Wednesday, albeit at home in Chicago, and they are definitely going to be looking out for blood at that point in time. But this was a great win. This was a fun game to see Zach LaVine make big plays down the stretch, to see DeMar make big plays in fourth quarter and in overtime, to see Nikola Vucevic actually try to take it to Joel Embiid a few times in this game and having a pretty productive game. This was the win that we needed to see. Now, they need to tighten some things up defensively. There are some things that I did not like to see defensively in which it seemed like they just either weren't communicating or fell asleep on rotations, and especially coming off pick and rolls and things like that. But, as I said before, Joel Embiid was going to get his. He got 37 points in this game. Maxey as well scores 22. We're able to get in James Harden's head, 2 for 14. A lot of that coming by Patrick Beverley and Patrick Williams guarding James Harden in key stretches. Tobias Harris also has 14 points. We hold the Philadelphia 76ers to 42% shooting. We also hold them to 27% from three-point range, which has been difficult for the Bulls. On top of that, forcing them to have 19 turnovers in this game. This was a fun game, and you had to watch it. If you weren't watching this game and you just come to the post game or you just see the box score, you won't really understand just how many runs these other teams won, how many lead changes it was in this game, and just how much that the Bulls really did have to dig down and pull something out to be able to get this victory. Like, this was a fun game. And I'm happy that our team came out on the positive side of this. We need to tighten up the free throw shooting. I need us to get better on free throws, especially clutch free throws. But overall, the Chicago Bulls get a win, a much-needed win. They continue pushing, continue getting some of the separation that's needed in that play-in race. I haven't looked at what the other teams have done so far. I know the Knicks, Julius Randle scored a bunch of points, but I think they're losing that game right now. But man, the Pacers lose again. So we do get even more separation in the play-in race. I think now that will put us as having a 2-game lead, 2.5 game lead over the Pacers, and a 2-game lead over the Washington Wizards do the Chicago Bulls have right now. 3-game winning streak from the Bulls. Man, this was fun. This was a fun victory. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Let's get to the comments and see how you guys are feeling. Kane says, come on, man. Listen, great. Okay, we beat Joel Embiid for the first time ever. Now can everybody else come down and get to the next game? Hey, man, let us have our moment, Shay. Kane again says, wow. I feel you on that one, brother. Eddie says, I know you didn't see this one coming, bro. They made some boneheaded mistakes, but played their asses off nonetheless. Absolutely. DeMar and Zach both having 2 turnovers that just stuck out to me. That, of course, that last one by Zach, but DeMar, I think it was about at the end of the fourth quarter. Oh, man, it was just they fell asleep on that one. But, hey, we were able to tough it out. Castilla says, Bulls defense is elite, better with Beverly and Kobe White playing many minutes. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. L in the building says, well, I'll be. Good game, Chicago. I feel you, bro. Nick says, let's effing go. Definitely feel you on that one, fam. This was the win that we needed, man. This was the win that we finally beat Joel Embiid. That just feels good. Emmanuel in the building. We finally beat Embiid. Definitely, bro. Shay again says, even though we won and it's hard ball when the Chicago Bulls definitely got to find Nikola Vucevic because DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine looked like they were running on gas. Oh, yeah, they were tired. And the team as a whole, the second double overtime game in 3 games, like the Bulls need, good thing they have a day off, man, because this is going to be, we got to face the Philadelphia 76ers at home. Certification Poppy says, all fire emojis, man. Definitely exciting time to be a Bulls fan. Good time. See red all day. The Javonte Green effect. Javonte played, I think, 9 minutes in this game. But yeah, he came in and gave some energy. I like to see him as he gets healthy. COD says, best win of the season by far. Wow. Just wow. Just freaking wow. Go Bulls. You know what? I would almost agree. I do think that this is the best one. The Denver win was one, but this win was different because it's a team in our conference. It's a team that we haven't beat in years when Joel Embiid plays, and they're the second best team in the Eastern Conference, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's how you hoop lock Maxey up, Goofy. What? Another Goofy. Man, watch Billy, not DJJ, a bit more consistent minutes after how he played. Amazing the whole game. Man, listen, DJ, and the fact is, I think it's sometimes as spectators, right? Like when your minutes are inconsistent, but to still always be able to find a way to fit in your role, right? We talk about how players need more minutes to fit in the role. Derrick Jones Jr.'s minutes have been inconsistent. His role has been inconsistent, dating all the way back to last season, right? But he always is ready to go. And shout out to him on that one. Shout out to him on that one. Vaughn in the building says, I swear I thought Billy was going to go with Io. Thank God. Thank you, Billy. Let's also point out the fact that Billy Donovan can't draw inbound play to save his damn life. But we got the win, so I'm not going to stick on it too much. But yeah, man. Yeah. Darius Wiggins in the building says, yeah, Haize, we here. Come on, man. You already know what it is. Triple B's in the building says, don't forget to like the stream, boys. Like the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. We're on our way to 12K, and this is why DJJ needs more minutes. Let's go. Great game. Great win. Great game. Absolutely, man. This was a tense game, man. I don't know about you guys. I was standing up. I was walking around. I was pacing myself. I didn't know how to act in the first overtime, much less the second overtime of the game. DJJ with the block of the month. No, that may be the block of the year, bro. The block of the year. That man, Pat Bev, really gets his fouls worth. Hey, what is this? I think this is his 3rd straight game fouling out. Did he foul out in the Miami game? He might not fouled out in the Miami game. What an effing game. That was hard-fought effort. Many things to take away, but I'll keep it simple with one. DJJ, what a block and recovery rebound. Let's go. Absolutely. Feel you on that one. Brandon Peck says, you got to play the winning intro. I did. Come on now. You already know what it is. COD said, thank you for the super chat, brother. Says, vibes surrounded by little purple stars. That's funny. This was truly entertaining game, a low-scoring, high defensive intensity game. We pushed them to the edge, then shoved them off. Here's to Wednesday night. Listen, Wednesday, first of all, we got to take a win. This deserves a winning shot. I don't have my shot glass. There goes. We got to take a winning shot. Got to take a winning shot. This game deserves a shot. King Kofu in the building. What up, Haize? Didn't know they were on double OT. Bro, this was a fun game, man. Double OT games are rare. Super chat from MC Season. Thank you for supporting the channel. Brother says, I'll ask again, how was your day? Hope it was well. It was amazing now. With this win, this game was amazing. Absolutely. This day was amazing. Absolutely amazing day. It don't even matter what happened during the day at this point. This would have made it amazing no matter what happened. Yeah, Vaughn, we had to. Maxey was trying to cook, but he got locked up when Pat guarded him. Yep. Pat, you know what? Patrick Williams, for a player that isn't the best with lateral quickness, guarded Maxey well and guarded James Harden well when he was on him. Now, James Harden isn't the best lateral. Like, James Harden he's Rick Ross at this point. But Patrick Williams stepped up and gave us, not an offensive game, but gave us a really solid defensive game, absolutely. Where had this team been all season? It was in LA with Pat Bev, right? It was in LA with Pat Bev. We went and got that, and now we got the team that we deserve. Jones is a champ. What a game. I put this win on the Bulls defense. Offense tonight is below Bulls average, but the defense is top quality. Credit goes to Jones, Io, Kobe, and Javante, and Pat Bev. Give it to Pat Bev too, but I agree with you. Great defense played tonight. And some solid, also weak side defense played from Nikola Vucevic. And not the type of defensive things that are going to stand out hugely in the stat sheet, but Vuce did some things in this game where, just using his body, altering shots, not what with blocking, but just putting his body in the right place, bumping people at the right time. If you go back and watch this game, just watch some of the things that Nikola Vucevic did off the ball with defense when people were trying to penetrate the lane. He did some nice weak side defensive things today that I also want to point out because, we don't always get to say positive things about Vuce on the defensive end. D-Dub says, Haize, I'm having a heart attack over here. This is like our ugliest but best win of the whole season. And Embiid playing with 5 fouls definitely affected the game. Oh, for sure. But, that's part of the game, though, right? And so, honestly, the fact that he was able to make it through double OT with 5 fouls, as long as he did, is crazy. The Bulls probably should have tried to attack him a little bit more, but, they got him out of there. And when that foul happened, it still didn't feel like we were going to win the game, right? It seems almost like the Embiid going out of the game made the other players on the Philadelphia 76ers realize that they had to step it up and execute that much better, and they did for a stretch. They even took over the lead after Embiid went out, but the Bulls were able to battle back, still hold on to the game. That's what we needed to see. So Tay Hollins in the building says, I told you, Haize, we get this win. Wasn't by 10, but I'll take it. C-Red, hey, I said from your mouth to God's ears, bro, and I'm glad it happened. COD says, AK may have been right after all about continuity. How dare you say that to Chicago fans? But yeah, for sure. Say my name says, guys, we got a big W. How about a big S as well? S for smash that like. Well, I appreciate you on that one, brother. Michael Galileo in the building says, okay, now that the Sixers know how we'll play them, the second game will be real test of this team is for about the play-in. Will Billy be able to just, hey, listen, that's the thing, right? When you play a team 2 times like this, it's a playoff atmosphere, right? Because that's what you do in the playoffs. And so it's even more of a adjustments matter. Even the minor adjustments matter that much more when you're playing against a team night in and night out. So if anything, this will be a good test of like how Billy responds to playoff atmosphere basketball and this team, because Philly now has tape on us. They know how we're going to try to run some things. Now that may change if Caruso comes back or something like that. But how this next game goes on Wednesday is going to be telling a lot to like just the mindset of Billy, how the players respond to adversity, things like that, because Philly's definitely coming out trying to kill us next game. It's definitely happening. Brandon Peck says, I sent you something on message. I'll check it after the stream, Brandon. I appreciate you, brother. The DeRozan turnover at the end of regulation had me livid, but it's all good now. See, freaking red. Hey, man, I was livid at that turnover. And then Zach LaVine's turnover as well. I was pissed. I was absolutely pissed. Goddamn Pat Bev and DJJ, them clamps was on Harden all night. Listen, Harden is cooked when it comes to playing the Bulls. I thought it was Lonzo, because remember the first couple times we played them, Lonzo was there. But no, it's even more than that. Like, it's crazy. I thought it was Lonzo last season, but clearly it's more than that. And Harden played him pretty well last season. I'm sorry, Io played Harden pretty well last season too. Chris Carvino says, yo, Haize, I know there won't be no troll post from Embiid tonight. Hey, everybody go troll Embiid. Go give it to him. Like, after he waved at that kid, man, you know, we still gotta, we still owe him one. Mark Shannon, the win is an effing win. Come on now, say that with your chest, brother. I feel you on that one. Brandon Eljet, it's crazy how the Bulls would look if De'Aaron Fox didn't make that insane shot. I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for that game against the Sacramento Kings, we'd be on what? Let me get it correct. A 6-game winning streak? Is that what it would be? Yeah, we'd be on a 6-game winning streak if it wasn't for that crazy shot from De'Aaron Fox. That's crazy when you think about it. This Bulls team is playing much better. Ali Fott says Kobe over Io. A lot of people share that mindset right now. Kobe's, you know what it is? The difference between the two players really is this. Io has no confidence right now. He has spurts of it. I think that he took it to the lane once in this game, where a couple of times in this game where it's like, okay, Io, I see you building on that confidence, but I really do think Io's confidence is just shot, whereas Kobe White is playing with crazy confidence right now. Kobe White is playing with a level of confidence that I don't know if we've ever seen him play with this level of confidence consistently, and it's definitely helping him in just giving the defense, giving that effort, not getting too down when his shots aren't falling. Dylon says the Bulls effing snapped. Great win, Haize. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And the big homie says, bro, these are playoff style games. Dare I say, if we make the playoffs, we should be used to the atmosphere. And May can steal the first round, and May can still make the first round. Here's what I'll say. I've said this before. The Bulls go on the run needed to secure a play-in spot, that they will be playing some of the best basketball that we've seen them play in over a year. And if they ride that momentum, I mean, I do think that, I've always said this, I think that the Bulls, if they make the play-in, can make it out of the play-in tournament. I have my doubts about them winning a first-round matchup, especially looking at the teams that they'll probably play in the first round. But the play-in tournament, if the Bulls do make it, and signs are pointing to that right now, let's hope it stays that way, I do think the Bulls can absolutely win the play-in. I don't want to hear the Bulls don't know how to use Vooch. Vooch don't know how to use himself. Why is he passing the ball when he got the mismatch in the paint? Glad we finally beat Embiid. Well, it's not just that simple. It's not like there was some of that. I don't want to make it seem like Vooch absolutely passed the ball a couple of times where it's like you got the smaller guy and you just go to the rim. But let's also, there was a lot of times he was missed when he had the mismatch as well. So it's still, both things are happening, and we need to see at least one of those go away. Malcolm Cherry says, I'm so happy Zach didn't force a lot of unnecessary shots. A lot of guys stepped up big in the big moments. This could be a turning point game for us this season. They really want to make the playoffs. I mean, listen, we got 11 games now left on the season. This is the stretch. This is the stretch. That's it. This is the stretch. If it ain't nothing else, this is the stretch, so we got to see what we can do in this one. Curse Frog says, almost 500 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed to the channel. You guys know what it is. Let's go ahead and see. 1800s top is it? I had no idea. I'm an alcoholic. I had no idea. I just drank. Guys, I'm taking naps every game. See, we told you, Alana. Alana took that nap. We got that win. Get the dub. The fight is the biggest part. Act like you actually want to be playing, and it hopefully can be carried into the next game. That's from Cameron. Great point there. The mental, and that's what we see with players, we see it with teams, right? When you not only ride momentum, but it builds confidence, and you use that confidence to play better, you can punch well above your weight. Like, let's be clear here. The Philadelphia 76ers are a much better team than the Chicago Bulls. Let's just be clear here. But the Bulls fought punch for punch throughout the whole entire game. They punch for punch, and there were times, honestly, where the Bulls, like that last stretch in the fourth quarter when Embiid was out of the game before he fouled out in overtime, when he sat into like the 7-minute period, I thought that was the time for the Bulls to go on a run. They didn't. They couldn't, right? But the Bulls stayed in the game, even after they went down with the lead. We've seen this team so often this season, when they lose a lead, they get down on themselves, they stop playing, they stop executing, they start forcing bad shots. This team didn't do that in this game. They faced the adversity head on. They ratcheted up defensively. They locked in on that defensive end, and then they played smart basketball. They weren't jacking up shots to jack up shots. They were going to the player that was open. They were still trying to run their offense, And that's the difference between a team that just acts like they are supposed to be where they are, that they're supposed to be a playoff team. And that's what we're starting to see from the Chicago Bulls team right now. And I, for one, it happened at the best time. It's happening at the time that we needed to. Sure, I would have loved for this team to be playing this way throughout the whole season, as we all would have. It didn't happen, but they're playing like that now. And if they can ride this momentum, hey, let's see what they can do in the play-in tournament. Ali Fault with another super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. I took a shot of Angels envy for you, Haize. Whoa, you. All right, I feel you on that one. Let's see. Rick Ross. Now, like, once you see it as Rick Ross, you can't unsee it. Like, you will always forever, your brain will always think of both of them when you see one or the other. Shay says, if you're not a good shot blocker as a big man, the best way to play the pick and roll defense is to have active hands. Absolutely. You're 100% on that one, bro. 100%. Omar says, I was finna flip my stuff when Debo turned the ball over. Bro, that Zach turnover, the Debo turnover, like literally, I listen, I'm not gonna tell y'all what I did. All I can say is that this hat that was on my head almost was non-existent. Luckily I remembered the price tag, and I was like, all right, listen, let me stop being destructive. Did Pat Bev set the tone by calling out Vooch on defense for the rest of the team? I think so. I think Pat Bev has helped set the tone for this team overall anyway. Like, when you have a player that comes in and is vocal with you guys and is talk and knows his stuff and is respected, it really does change things. And we're seeing that is the Pat Bev effect. That's the true Pat Bev effect. What Ray-Bans, who's talking about Zoe right now, bro? Who's talking about Zoe? Hopefully this team can clutch in a play-in spot. Would be nice to see them go past the play-in and be competitive in the first round from Corey Barnes. I mean, I don't think anybody would say they don't want to see the Bulls be competitive in the first round. I mean, we have our natural doubts because of how this season is gone. But I tell you what, wins like this help eliminate that a little bit. Definitely. Am says, DeMar's going to drop 22 next game and everybody going to be on my side again. At least be consistent like me. Trade DeMar. You already listen. I've told you guys, there's nothing that can happen this season outside of winning a first round playoff series that would have me change what my mindset on what needs to happen this offseason. That's just where I stand. So we'll see where it goes. We'll definitely see where it goes. Philly had better not be favored by 8.5 points again on Wednesday night. Hope we get Caruso back and can put him on Maxey. Listen, having Caruso on Maxey the whole time, yeah, man, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to watch. Tierra's in the building, says finally got a win. We got the dub. Absolutely good to see us get the dub. We needed this one. Bulls need to post the win with the caption Aaron Rodgers, since Joel did that, saying he owned us. Hey, listen, Aaron Rodgers is leaving Green Bay, so it is what it is. I have Embiid blocked on all social. That's hilarious. That's funny. Advocate of Christ says contract year for Kobe. Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't. This is not to be pessimistic. This is just to be realistic, right? I wonder how much AK and Eversley are going to think that maybe this is just how much of this is going to maintain when Kobe's not in a contract year. But I tell you what, the things that you're doing is definitely sustainable. Like, it's definitely sustainable. So, we'll see. I want to see it continue. And I love what Kobe's been doing this season. I've been singing Kobe's praises and this growth defensively all season. I love that the young man is stepping up after having it. I love it. So, we'll see. We'll see. Kernan, thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you for supporting the channel at that level. And the big homie says, don't forget the game we lost to the Pacers on the last shot. Yeah, I see. I feel you on that one too. The Bulls could be on a heck of a run right now, but I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Little bro, I told you I was feeling really good about our Bulls. I'm serious. We different from spicy butter. Yeah, man, this is definitely a different team. Definitely a different team. It's definitely a different team than what it was at the start of the season. I already trolled Embiid. I put the pic up of Aaron Rodgers on the turf with his chin strap messed up. That is hilarious. I'm going to have to go check that out when I get off here. Brendan L. Jet says, Kobe took that charge like a G. I didn't think he would come back, but he stuck it out like a boss. Hey, man, listen. Kobe White is playing different right now, and we need all of the minutes. We need all of the energy. We need the growth that he's had defensively. Crystal Vegan Smith says 11 more games. We can get that 7th spot. I don't want nothing to do with the play-in. I mean, I feel you on that, but I mean, are we statistically eliminated from getting? And keep in mind, the 7th spot is still a play-in spot. We just only would have to win 1 game. So you have to get up to the 6th spot to get out of the play-in. And right now, the Chicago Bulls are 5 games outside of that 6th spot, with the Brooklyn Nets losing their last 3. But that's a tall order. Like them getting to the 7th spot would still be in the play-in tournament, and that's probably still more than likely. They're going to have to go through that play-in. But a biscuit says this game was the right amount of butter and the right amount of biscuit. I feel you. That's funny. Okay, let's try this again. What up, Haize? Got home and saw the game was in double OT. My first thought was playoff atmosphere. This was a huge win for the Bulls mentally. Absolutely, King Kofu. For their mentality, for their determination, for them just, you know what? Also, you have to realize when you play with heart and it actually pays off in a win, you give more heart next time, right? If you give a ton of heart and you still lose, it's kind of hard at times to pick yourself back up. With the Bulls winning, with the heart that they've been giving lately, it hopefully is going to build in that team that they just keep and use that as part of the identity, just playing with the heart necessary to grind out these games, man. By no means is Bev our future starter, but Bev shows where we could possibly be with a true point guard. He may be your future starter, at least for next season. We'll see what the Bulls do, because if they don't use one of the exceptions on Lonzo Ball's contract, I don't see them spending big money on a point guard, so they may just re-up with Pat Bev, but I definitely feel you on that one. Definitely feel you on that one. I'm happy we won, but man, Embiid on offense gets every call he wants. Even Stacey King said it. He be initiating contact and flailing for calls when nobody be touching him. Happy we won the game, though. Yeah, I mean, when you're a superstar, you get superstar calls. That's really just what it is. And I'm not saying it's right, but right or wrong, it's a thing. And that's what it is. When you're a superstar, you're going to get the superstar level calls. And hey, it just is what it is. He's earned it. Feeling good about going to the Clips game next week now. Just want to see competent ball playing. Hey, the Bulls they're playing competent ball. Not only that, they're executing well. They're playing good. The Bulls are a top 10 offense and defense since the All-Star break. And so they're playing well. And so let's hope that it continues. Hove in Santana says, I believe this team needed a point guard to help the team as a whole. Derrick Jones Jr. needed to play more, especially with his defense and length. It's not just the point guard. It's also the fact that it's a verbal leader, right? Yes, having a true point guard absolutely helps, and it would have helped the Bulls regardless. But when that point guard also buys into your coach's offensive philosophies, also is a vocal part of your defense and helping players that don't have the best defensive basketball IQ know what's coming to them, it helps the team that much more. So yeah, having Pat Bev do what he does is helping the Bulls. Pat Bev came in with everything that the Bulls needed. It sucks that we needed that on the buyout market, but he's bringing what we need. So, Haize, do you think the Bulls will keep Kobe White and let Io go to slide Dalen Terry in his slot? Well, Dalen and Io play completely different positions. I mean, I really don't. And this isn't to cop out. I have no idea what the Bulls. They have so many different variations of what the way that this offseason can go, depending on who they value over other players, depending on who they decide to move, if anyone. It can get real interesting for the Bulls this offseason. But, I really don't know, man. At this point, I've said it before. I said it on a video. I would probably pick Kobe over Io if I had to pick between the two. They're about the same age, so you're not really going too much older or younger either way. But because the defensive gap between Io and Kobe is the smallest it's ever been, but Kobe still has way higher offensive upside, you kind of got to weigh that, man. You kind of got to weigh it. D-Dub says, Haize, I still find it crazy that we rise to the occasion against the better teams in the league. We are fighting for our playoff lives right now. And we're fighting for play-in lives, which is even worse. But yeah, I mean, that's what the Bulls caused by the way they played with this season, man. Was P. Will guarding Harden all night? If so, I can forgive his abysmal shooting. He wasn't guarding Harden all night, but he switched between Harden, Maxey. He played some on Joel Embiid, not very much. Patrick Williams overall had a great defensive game. And the shooting sucked. But I tell you, I don't know if you watched the full game. Patrick Williams defensively, there are very little holes to his game. Like, he fell down once, but he fell down on a great defensive play. Luckily, the shot didn't go in. But, like, Patrick Williams gave, I always said this with Patrick Williams, said this on the pregame show today. Even if you don't have the offensive output, make an impact in some form of the game. Patrick Williams absolutely made a defensive impact today. Absolutely did. Mark Shannon says, Bulls actually in every meeting with Philly have actually competed really well against them. Yeah, even the game last season when we started off kind of our season against them, we've competed well with Philly. I agree with that, Mark Shannon. The Celtics have problems with the Bulls matchup. Don't be surprised to see a future playoff upset. Crystal, listen, if I had to pick anybody for us to play, it probably would be the Celtics. We do just match up really well with that team. I worry that they're going to kick it into another gear in the playoffs. But hey, let's see what we can do. We got to make it through the play-in first, so we'll see. Y'all got to understand Vooch is one of the smartest bigs. If he passes with a mismatch, he's reading the double coming. It's a game within a game. I mean, he makes mistakes. He's not infallible. He definitely makes mistakes as well, but he has one of the smartest, the highest basketball IQs on the team. Mike S. says, Pat Bev arrives home, and now the team is playing inspired with some tremendous heart. Is this an indictment on Billy not being able to motivate? I mean, listen, sometimes some things you just got to get on your players. And do I think Billy Donovan has a problem motivating? Absolutely. I think he does. But still, as players, you have to understand what you're fighting for, and sometimes you have to tough it out and inspire yourself. So it's a mixture between the two. We can say a lot of things, but deep down, we know this is that Pat Bev effect. They talking more on defense, playing smart basketball, not giving up games. Absolutely. Brandon said, did I miss it? Because you guys are going off in the chat refreshed. So if I did miss one, it's not because I just ignored it. It's because I lost like 100 messages when the chat refreshed. Hold on, let me see if I can go back and get it on the other side. Let's see if I can find it this way. Man, I hate that YouTube makes it so difficult to find. Yep, it's not refreshing. Sorry, Brandon, I can't find it. Just say it again, bro. I got you, man. I'm sorry about that. Omar says, I love my Chicago people, but I'm convinced that we need to keep Kobe over Io. Kobe has grown tremendously. I mean, I can't fight you on that one. Brandon L. Jet says, re-signing Kobe, Vooch, and Pat Bev is a must. Don't disagree with you on that one. Look at this score quarter by quarter. Game was tight from tip to horn. Can't stress enough how wins like this boosts confidence. Absolutely. The Bulls took the punches and they fought back. The Bulls are the problem. Are a problem. I was about to say, what? The Bulls are a problem. Absolutely, El Trapo. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brain is farting all over the place. Why, Brandon LJ, why haven't you blicked the idiot down in the chat, bro? Don't even go back and forth with him. Just blick his ass out of there. What's up, man? Haven't been in the chat in a while. Just into being a new father, but this win had me so hyped. The defensive pressure from Pat Bev since the break is something I haven't seen since Rondo. Johnny B9331. Hey man, glad to have you in the chat. But yeah, this was an inspired win, bro. And this is the type of win that we should be hype about. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Let's keep it pushing. Beans the comedian says, I knew we was going to win the whole time. Yeah, sure you did, Beans. Chris with the super chat. Thank you for the super chat and supporting the channel. Brother says, yo, Haize, hope all is well. You can tell Pat Bev is holding these boys accountable, and it's a breath of fresh air. Energy is different. Absolutely. It's definitely different. Haize, I thought Embiid was about to cry when he fouled out. What are your key points for us to focus on Wednesday? Chicago Bulls, the Giant Slayers, Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Nuggets. Here's what I say: we got to keep up the defensive intensity. I think we need to shoot the ball better overall. We need to play better on screens. We need to communicate better on defense than what we did at certain points in this game. Absolutely. So. How do we send a voicemail again? So to send a voicemail for our mailbag episodes, the number to do so is right now on your screen, 773-270-2799 if you want to get that in. It's always in the description, both in the YouTube description and in the video descriptions as well. Say my name. Hey, I got a question. Why can't we believe that this Bulls team can play like this in the playoffs? And if they can, obviously they can beat anybody. Let's keep it rolling. Well, you can play like this, but skill always matters, right? And the thing that I say is that Also, coaching becomes more and more important as you go through the playoffs and as you get further in the postseason. And I still have my concerns about Billy, but we'll see. Hey, listen, team plays like this, they fight with this level of determination, anything's possible. Malcolm Cherry says, we played good team ball, and now we are starting to see what we can be as a team, but it's still trade DeMar, Caruso, Ayo, and Javante. Damn. Okay, Malcolm Cherry, well, there you go. Love the heart shown today. I'm right there with you, brother. Y'all got to get off P. Will. He does so much, and he played his ass off against Maxey and Harden. Completely agree with you, CJ. I agree with you wholeheartedly, brother. Dwayne says, hey, your Bulls gear is on fire, bro. I appreciate it. Listen, there's one thing that you can always, there's two things that you're always going to get from this channel. Fire ass content and dope ass Bulls gear. That's what you're going to get from the channel. That's the only thing I guarantee you, right? Petty Roosevelt. You know what? I think I've retired Petty Roosevelt. So I can't even say you guys are going to get him anymore. At least not on this channel as we're trying to clean it up. I may create a Petty Roosevelt channel. I may seriously create a Petty Roosevelt general sports channel where I just go off on people, but it won't be as much here anymore. So Travis says, Haize, I really think if we trade DeMar this summer and re-sign Vooch, I think Vooch, Zach, and P. Will can pick up the score. We lose by trading DeMar and go get some shooting help. I mean, well, you're going to bring players back, right? And then it's not like you're just trading DeMar and then keeping the exact team and then running it back. You're still going to add that. But, we'll see what AK does. We'll really see what he does. Omar says, hey, I'm proud of you, my boy. This got to be the longest Chicago Bulls Central has been. PG-13. Keep it up. I'm trying, bro. I'm really trying, man. I'm really trying. Mark says, love the show. Let's go, Bulls. Glad to have you in the building, Mark. I'm trying to give more grace to the chat. People say I'm mean to people in the chat, but since I got the green light, hey, man, listen. When people start spamming, you got to get them up out of there. You got to get them up out of there. Butter Biscuit says, can I become a mod at some point? We'll see. Listen, I watch people. You've been here consistently. You got to do some things in the chat. You got to be here consistently. You got to interact. You got to show love. You got to show some leadership. We got the best minds in the world. So, yeah, I'm not saying this out of the realm of possibility. It may happen at some point. There's a couple of people that this season I've been seeing and thinking, all right, we may have to add them in. All right. Well, since nobody else wants to blick your ass, I'll blick you down. Pat Bev coming in with his own trolling said DJJ was the MVP. That is hilarious. J Mac Haize, good win, Brody. Let's keep it going and get them Wednesday night. The UC will be rocking. I feel you, bro. When are you going to the game, J Mac? Let me know. Is it me or was Harden dead silent in both OTs? Thought he was the second best player. Oh, I mean, Harden only made, 2 shots this whole game? They put the clamps on him. Rick Ross he ain't have no triple C's today. He ain't have it going today. So, we blicked Rick Ross out of there. It is what it is. So, 2 for 14 for 5 points. That's cool. We'll take it. Now, he did have 12 assists. Shout out to him for finding still a way to impact the game, but it is what it is there. That would be fire, bro. Make that channel. I may have to do that just to separate it because I'm not going to lie. I miss it. Sup, Haize? This team looks totally different with an average point guard. Imagine if they get an above average one. I'm shocked. I mean, they also have to be a communicator. But, yeah, I feel you on that one. Definitely feel you. The Pacers also. Yep. So now we have a 2.5 game lead over the Pacers, which is good. D-Dub asks, Haize, maybe if we can get salary relief for Lonzo, can use that cash to re-sign some of our guys. I mean, that's a possibility. You have to look if they do the career-ending injury exception, that puts $20 million back on our books. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. If they don't, I think they're going to go more short-term solution at point guard. We're trying to figure out a more long-term solution, but hey. What else we got? The UC is definitely going to be rocking on Wednesday. Oh, the excitement's going to be crazy in there. Crazy. Y'all got to start ignoring turn the page too. Turn the page don't really know basketball. It's okay. It's okay. This team looks different because Zach LaVine is healthy and raised his level of play. Looks closer to 200 million now. Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's playing like a max level player for sure. It's Conway's World says, I really want us to see, I really want to see us get to 500. I feel like we can do it. Man, with 10 games left, we're right now 3 games below 500. We'd have to have basically an 85% win percentage to get there. I mean, if the Bulls finish, let me ask you guys, I'm gonna throw this to you guys in the chat. If the Bulls were to able to get enough victories to finish this season 41-41, so that means they would get 7 more victories and lose 4 more games this season, right? If they are able to get to 500, how does that make you feel about what the Bulls need to do this offseason? Let me ask you guys that. Who's the big guy with the Ben Wallace afro with them shiny chains and rings that the cameraman always focuses on during crunch time on our home court? So apparently some actor that he's on like some show. Me and Pat, the designer, were trying to figure this out because we're like, why does the camera always go to this guy? And he got to be somebody because he has courtside season tickets. So he's some actor though. He's on some show out there. Without question, Haize got drip. But my question is, do you got the shoe game on? Oh, for sure, bro. Come on. I posted it before. You gotta follow me on social media. Yeah. The special edition red and black Jordan 1s that have the imprint on them. Jordan 6 rings are one of my favorite shoes. I got like 3. Yes, the shoe game always matches the drip. Not when I'm in the studio. I got on slides when I'm in the studio. But if I go out the house, the shoe game always matches the drip. Always. Y'all having a fight over whether or not to trade tomorrow when AK Eversley probably ain't going to do shit in the offseason anyway. That's funny. I love the Patrick Williams and Kobe White connection. It literally gives them confidence on the court. Yeah, that's a good point there, Sue. I mean, if chemistry is a thing, that may go in that direction. Eads Instrument says, Haize, my boy, what a win. Glad to have you in the building, bro. Glad to get this win for sure. He's a rapper. I know. Me and Pat, at least, I could have sworn me and Pat looked it up. He's an actor. Maybe he's a rapper turned actor, but. Haize, if DeMar, Zach, and Vooch were all on the team next opening day, but there was major changes outside of them, would you be mad about it? It depends on the changes. It really depends on the changes, to me. It really depends on what we change there. If we get to 500, record changes nothing. We still need the same as we always need. This is a fact. This is a fact. Cortez says, I think the Bulls should retool unless you get a very good young player that makes an immediate impact and add a piece. There you go with that one. Anyone coined the phrase Haize heads? No, they coined the phrase Haize Hive, which I hate. They did that on Twitter like a year and a half ago. It was weird. I don't pay that shit no attention. Please don't start that. Julio in the building says, what up, Haize? Sorry I joined late. I was watching the Bulls and my girl played her soccer game at the same time. Thoughts on the game? Big dub. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing win. Great team win. The Bulls play with the heart and determination that you would see from playoff team and a playoff atmosphere type game. We just need to see it continue until the end of the season. We have to keep it pushing. We cannot give up yet. We have to keep it pushing. Haize don't need a bottle cap as a shot glass after tonight. Need the whole damn bottle as a shot glass. Let's go. I'm still hype. You know, we got to take our victory shots from time to time. That Raptors team ain't beating LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. Even with Kawhi, y'all tripping. The Bulls should know what time it is when it comes to Bron. What happened? I must have lost. Y'all must be having a side conversation. Pat and Caruso locked down corners. What are we talking about? Football? What are we talking about? I low-key want us to keep the big three together. I'm not on the trade DeMar train and trade AC because his ankles stay breaking and P will. But they're not trading P will. I feel like AK and Eversley aren't doing nothing with P. Will. Shouldn't have ever made it to the double OT, but a win is a win, I guess. What do you mean we shouldn't have made it to the double OT? What do you mean? Did you watch the game? I couldn't finish reading a bad comment. Moderators in here be like Jones, block that mug. Good job, fam. Yeah, you gotta get the crazy people out of it. We gotta keep the quality of the chat, right? That's above everything. Cortez says, you can only make major changes if you're getting a big piece or building towards the future. DeMar can go, but I don't know if that's going to fix anything. Well, it depends on what you get back, right? It depends on how you reconstruct the team after that. Just moving DeMar doesn't do much for you, but you have to do it in a planned series of moves or a big move. So, we'll see. We'll see. Omar says, if we can somehow climb up the standings and face Miami for the 7th play-in spot, I got confidence that we can win. But if we face Toronto, I don't see us really pulling it off. I mean, hey, you got to beat who's in front of you. Good thing is we've beat all those teams at least once, right? So, in all the teams in the play-in, if I'm not mistaken, we've beat them at least once. We can play with the teams in the play-in. Now, when you get into the playoff area, that's when things start changing. But, right now, playoff, Miami Heat, we've beat them. Atlanta Hawks, we've beat them. Toronto Raptors, we've beat them, even though they own the tiebreaker, I think, over us. The Chicago Bulls. What the hell was I doing? So we can play with all those teams in the play-in area. We can make it out the play-in if we are still playing like this. I know we can make it out the play-in. So Alana says, yeah, I know we got hella people in here right now, but some of them like talking crazy for real. But I don't want to be blocking everyone type shit. So that's funny. That's funny. But all right, y'all, that is it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We got to get ready to do Locked On Bulls. So if you guys want to go over there, we'll be over there live as soon as Pat is ready. Thank you so much for joining. This was one of our most successful live streams this season, especially with how the Bulls have been struggling this season. So I appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you want to follow us, you can do so at Bull Central Pod on every social media platform. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. Like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. I hope y'all seeing red tonight because we're definitely playing the winning outro. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.
I see red.